last broadcast for the week. I want to start off with reviewing the week. I talked about that we could have relief rallies in everything, and that did manifest. In fact, I said if we got through 680 in the S&Ps, we would try this 6,800 level, which is happening right now. So high risk traders could attempt by buying puts, maybe risk a close over, say, 68.20, 68.40, just in case it tries to blow for a few days. Anyway, I think this is the rally to sell there. Uh, we might be another 100 points away or so from NASDAQ, so I'm still bearish. The weak sister is the Dow, which is up again today, but the retracement's been much smaller. NASDAQ right up against this moving average. Maybe we have to clean out the short just like we did in the S&Ps. You know, when you look at this high and you look at the S&Ps cleaning out the stops from this high, do you remember that was a NVIDIA day? And even though we've taken out that high, you look at NVIDIA, we're up pretty good today. Maybe they're going to start taking that news seriously about um, them being able to sell the more advanced chips that they weren't able to receive at first because it was called a national security issue. But this is where NVIDIA was. So it's still a market leader. We're having different groups um, take up the baton. Look at Uber this week with that big rally. Really couldn't do anything. People waiting for a rally to 90. Me being one of them, just in case it happens, but I don't think it will. Still looks pretty weak. Here's the banks. You know, maybe there's more left, but JP Morgan still under stress. Goldman Sachs hasn't taken that high out yet either. I'd keep an eye on the banks. But first of all, I want to congratulate. I really feel good that people are learning about my real simple implicator, which is my name for the RSI, and getting the messages from what it's telling you. And there were at least 7 of you that knew it wasn't right. And why I wasn't short in the end was because we had a new high confirmed by momentum. So we'll see in the next, days ahead, weeks ahead, how the end looks. Should we be able to take out the high? Looks like it's trying to come out of maybe a little bull flag here. So that pretty much covers it. I was looking for a pullback in the dollar. When we started on Monday, we were up here. You had a decent break. You could have taken partials of 40 pips or 40 points or more. And, it's still, to me, I think that there could be more left. This 99.40 level is going to be real important if we get there next week. If that happens, we're going to see the 98 handle again. So the only thing that would probably give me caution is Euro Pound looks like it's trying to stage a reversal with this big wick after the UK budget, and cable's getting close to a sell zone up around 2.5 or 3. So we'll see what happens over the full week when everyone's back. Friday's a half session. Not putting anything new on. Had a decent little WTI trade. I'm still holding some, bought some, made some money on this pop that we had, a buck, and then BE stops taken out. And then I tried it again yesterday, and the stop was not hit. It was at 680 and added one at 740 here, took partials on that. The only other scenario if we're not going to rally from here is maybe one more drive for a 3. But for, one step at a time, let's see if it takes that low out first. So that's a crude trade. We start getting back above this 59 level. I think we could see these highs tested. Perhaps we get something like this from here that could take us above this high. So we'll see what happens. S&Ps are, blowing through 03 right now. Let's see how they finish. Remember, this is a holiday shortened week. We'll see what kind of action we get when everyone's back from holiday. I do want to cover the metals because that's why I wasn't really willing to take a position against this in silver. I'm not long, I'm not short. And gold gave up most of its early morning gains. I think it was up 40, but it's coming up again. This is a big deal. So we'll find out next week if we're going to hold or this was just an ABC and gold silver ratio and we're headed for new lows, or it could dig its heels in and rally again back above 83. So, this correlates pretty good with the dollar. So we'll see what happens next week. I wouldn't really recommend doing anything big with only a half session next Friday. So, see anything else? Oh yeah, we want to talk Bitcoin because I warned people not to short that. This was part of the relief rally scenario that I talked about as well. My RSI where it says this isn't the bottom. So to me, maybe we have to retest this again. I'm taking no position in it, and I'm a little surprised that Ethereum's weaker than that. Ethereum didn't diverge either, wasn't as weak as Bitcoin, but I'll tell you once again and repeat it. You don't have to be in everything. You don't have to be right about everything. You could scan to have a feel for the whole financial and market jigsaw puzzle, but you only have to be right one trade at a time. So you go with your highest conviction trades always. So right now I'm a stand aside, just felt that there was too much bearish news here, that we're going to have relief rallies this week, and this was part of it. Getting back above Ethereum, back above 3,000 would be constructive, though, because look at the support that was broken at 3,000. So this is a pretty big level there. Bitcoin, I don't know, maybe we could rally back to 92 has been a pivot for me for a long time. Maybe we're going to try 92,000 and even 100, just some type of bear market rally there. Google has been the star, really keeping the market intact. Uh, we had a pretty high RSI reading, so I don't know if that's going to be it. But I think on the daily, we diverge. It's actually the second lower high in the RSI. It's still above 70, though, but I still would not be long Google at this stage. And let's just wrap it with, okay, so the euro has turned positive if you want to be long euro, even though cable's outperforming after the budget. Look how it's respecting this level. So we got through 15 and a half to go to 16. This is a pretty good 4-hour candle here. So, we could still end up being right for more downside in the dollar, especially if euro kicks in here. So I hope that some of these calls worked out for you this week. And I'm really glad that you guys are starting to understand RSI and how I use it, not just for divergences, but continuations as well with confirmed highs and lows. And for those of you celebrating, I want to wish you a very happy Thanksgiving. We can all find, no matter what's going on, something to be grateful for, and keep that in mind over the next 24 or 48 hours, that perhaps every day should be Thanksgiving. So don't just count your pips, count your blessings. Again, I invite you to come into our room. It's free. You could get my stuff here. Whoops. Here. Okay, coach. So you'll see I put out this thing on the S&Ps about the 6,800 level. And Mike's probably at it again today, see what happens. Yeah, see that. All right. Have a great holiday.